Hey y'all, this is your girl Melva Tate, and welcome to another edition of Ball Cap Chronicles, where we're talking about all things related to business, career, and life in general. That's right, and it's all done under a ball cap. So today I'm rocking my crimson cap and my crimson tide t-shirt, and we're going to be talking about swallowing your opinion and sticking with the facts. Swallowing your opinion and sticking with the facts, and it's all gonna roll together in this whole crimson ensemble that I'm wearing here. So first off, the hat. Yes, I'm wearing my crimson hat representing my Alabama football team, the Crimson Tide. And I'm just super excited. If you know me, you know I love Alabama football. Not just because they're winners and they win all the time. All we do is win, win, win. Okay, I know I can't sing. But because I love their process. And if you have ever been in one of my workshops, in one of my coaching sessions, attended one of my training sessions, you know I will find a way to interject something about Alabama football in that discussion, simply because I love their process and I love their team concept and everything else. And that's what we're going to talk about. How do you swallow your opinion and just stick to the facts? Some of you may remember a couple of weeks ago when number 92, the dominant defensive tackle for Alabama, Quinton Williams, was being interviewed prior to the Oklahoma game in the Orange Bowl for the playoffs for the national championship game. And the interviewer asked him something about Kyler Murray, who's Oklahoma's quarterback, and the Heisman Trophy winner. And Quinton started talking, and then he got to a point where he paused. And let me show you how it went. So he was asked that question about Kyler Murray, and he got to a point where he said, I feel like Kyler Murray is not what everybody, and then he paused. And then he took a big swallow. And then you could hear the interviewer on the side saying, you had something else to say? And he said, no, I'm good, and left it at that. Y'all, I have watched this video about 30 times, and I fall out laughing every single time because I find it hilarious. But I also knew it was loaded with knowledge nuggets and leadership tips and tips about teams and everything else just in that 20-second clip. He taught us so much. And he got a lot of grief about it. People would put Nick Saban face on a meme and everything else about him not repeating it. And so he kept quiet. They went to the Orange Bowl. He dominated the field, and Alabama won, of course. Later, they asked him in the interview, what were you going to say when you paused and stopped yourself? And let me quote him again. He said that we are trained and we get coached by Coach Saban not to speak on our opinions and not to speak about our personal feelings, Williams said. Speak about the game and speak about the facts. I felt like I was going into an opinion and I had to cut myself off. Oh my God. That statement alone is just loaded with leadership, loaded with respect for your team, loaded with respect for authority. And I wish so many adults, so many teachers, so many professionals, and certainly those who call themselves a leader would take note of what this young man was able to do and redeeming himself and not going down that slippery road. So here are my takeaways from that whole interview. And I love Quinton Williams. I said he's from my hometown. I am just so proud of this young man and what he's doing in dominating his position, because that's what life is all about. How can you dominate the role that you've been placed in to serve others? Following your purpose and your passion. He is dominating his. But he also knows it comes with a lot of training, tutelage, and then also some self-respect as well. But here's what I want you to take away. You gotta have some control, even mid-sentence. And I'm not just talking about words, even in the act of whatever you may be doing. In this particular case, he knew what comes up may not be necessary to come out. So you got to have some control. Here's the second thing I want you to remember. Ask yourself, what is the benefit of what I'm saying? Even if it's factual, does it need to be said? I say this a lot when I'm talking to young adults about how they manage social media. And even though something may be factual, it may not need to be said or repeated, particularly on social media that lives forever. And here's the third thing. Ask yourself, Will my statement or comments that I make, or even if I verbally make it in an interview or in a tweet or somewhere else, how will it enhance me or will it detract from me? But most importantly, if you're on a team, will this help my team or detract from my team? And clearly that young man knew, because he'd been under great leadership, that at that point, regardless of what he wanted to say and how his true feelings were, it was not the appropriate time or space for that. And that's when you adhere to good learning and put it to work. So it's so many nuggets wrapped up in that 20-second interview. I hope you will watch both of them. I'm going to drop them below this post so that you can see it and probably get a good laugh out of it as well. But the most important thing is to remember, just because it comes up doesn't mean it need to come out. And even if it's factual, it may not even need to be said. So from the mouth of babes, we learn. Roll Tide. Y'all be blessed. Follow your girl Melva at melvatate.com. That's my email, or melvatate.com. If you want to connect with me through my website, I love to stay connected with you, and I love sharing my key knowledge nuggets with you and hope that you will find them beneficial as well. Y'all be blessed. Let's roll tide, roll tide, roll tide, roll tide.